they are obviously very, very precious to you, those children's books. So how did you find an illustrator that was going to illustrate it the way your vision was?
How do I find an illustrator? This is one of the biggest questions I actually get about my children's books. Now, one of the things that I did is, first of all, I had to find a style that I liked. And what I did to do that, and what I recommend anyone creating illustration books do, is go and take a trip to your local library, because there are so many different illustrative styles, whether it's pencil drawing, watercolor based, whether it's block print, whether it's acrylic style. There's so many different styles out there. First, you need to know, which one do you like? So I went down to my library, took my cup of coffee, and I just pulled out every single children's book. I spent the entire day there, and I made a big pile of all the styles that I liked. I took my camera and I just took a couple of little photos of a couple of the pages that really resonated with me. I got this feeling in my tummy of, that's just beautiful. I really like that style. And at the end of the day, I came home and I had this massive collection of all the different ones I liked, and I narrowed them down to 5. So they're all slightly different, but I could tell there was a theme that my natural attraction was going with. So I picked those 5, and then I went on to Upwork and I put up a job for an illustrator for the children's book. I attached those 5 images and said clearly in the description, this is the style that I am looking for. Please only apply if this is a style that you can work with. And I popped that up. I then paid the 3 people that I felt had a portfolio that matched the style I was looking for. I picked those 3 and I gave them my storyboard, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. Gave them my storyboard and I said, right, you're doing page 1, you're doing page 2, you're doing page 3, and I paid them their full asking price to do an image each. And the one that nailed the brief the best was the one who actually got the job, and she's gone on to now be my illustrator for all of my children's books as well. So trialing them out first and paying them to trial them out is really, really valuable, because you get to see for yourself with that one page whether they are understanding what you're saying, whether they're understanding and vibing with your story, and whether they are just that right person for you in actualizing this vision that you have inside your soul. So with the storyboard, that's the kind of the next step I took with my poem. Most of mine are actually rhyming poem stories. Is I broke down each line and then gave a brief as to the description of what was there. I took some photos of scenes. So for instance, in Bundy Goes to Bed, there's a scene where he's asleep in my daughter's cot at the end. This is actually from a photograph of my daughter sleeping in the cot. So that's really what bedroom looked like. So in some ways you can use photographs of real life scenes to help come up with the pictures. In other ways, you can go onto Google and you can find images that are similar to what you want. So as an example, for me, when I was a child, and Grandma's Fairies here, when I was a child, we had one of these big old clocks. And I found a photograph online that was similar to the clock that we had on the wall. And so that's images that I stuck in my storyboard to say, here are some of the things that I really want you to pay attention to.
If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, then please like and hit the subscribe button.